Hey, welcome back to Given Chances Farms. And today we're out in the shop. We're gonna get started on a pen kit for a customer. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna be doing a slimline pen kit, and then when we get ready to assemble it, we're actually switching the clip out that comes with the pen kit for a medical pen clip. So it's which is what they call it, but it's basically the cross with the two snakes on it, basically. The symbols on about everything medical wise. So like when nurses get pinned at graduation, it's on their pin that they get. And this pin is actually for a retired RN, so we're going to make the pen kit for him. And basically what we're going to be doing is, this will be a pen kit where it's the last one that I did. I'll link that video down below. It was a breast cancer hope pen kit. It actually only took one tube on it. This one actually do two. So we're going to get ready to mark the blanks and cut them to length, and that way I can get ready to drill them and glue the tubes in today. So alright, for this pen kit, it takes the tube length on it is 2 1/32 inch long, and then you cut the blank 1/16 of an inch longer than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark up the blank and cut 2 of those, and then I'll come back and show you what they look like before we drill them. Alright guys, I got these cut down to size. So both of these are cut down to length, and since it's actually going to be on the same pen, it's nice to start out with a blank that's long enough to get both of them out of the same piece, and pay attention when you're cutting them. That way you can match the grains up, so when you turn it, the grain will line up and it'll look the way it should. So once I cut them, then I always go in and take a speed square, and I basically draw a line from corner to corner on one end of it, and that shows me where the center point would be. That way I can drill it. And actually, the last time, if you remember from the video, I told you I didn't have my pen vise in yet, so I was actually using a machinist vise to drill the blanks, because the pen vise hadn't came in yet. Well, it came in today, so which not too bad, just a little bit of assembly required. So we're gonna put that together real quick. And so basically the pen vise kind of looks like this when it comes out of the box. We just have to install the handle onto it, and then there's a piece of wood that goes in here that you drill down into. Basically every so often you'll have to replace that part of it. So, but it keeps the bottom of the pen blank from splintering out. So I'll try to get this up here where you guys can see it. So basically it's a Phillips screw that holds this on. It's got a washer on it. So we'll do it upright so we don't lose that washer. There we go. And the shaft part of it there is square, and so is the inside of this handle, so that they match up and stay put. So now we just gotta screw that in there. And the screw can actually be Phillips or flathead. So basically that's in there like that, and then that would, once the handle's in there, that does your clamping mechanism. So, alright, I'm gonna get the piece of wood that needs to be put in here, get that part of it going. Let's see. It actually came with this amount of board here. And that looks to be just a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but honestly it's made to move around in there so that you're drilling in a different spot over time. You're not drilling the same spot all the time. So all else fails, we can look at the instructions. Alright, so basically what it's saying for us to do here is to place the pin blank centering vise on the drill press table. Open up the jaws by rotating the handle counterclockwise. The jaws should be open approximately 1 inch or more apart from each other. Secure a 3/8 inch or larger drill bit into the drill press chuck. If necessary, adjust the table height for proper drilling depth. Rotate the handle clockwise and close the jaws until the drill bit firmly seats into the slot in the center of the vise jaws. Once the vise is centered, clamp the vise to your drill press table. Also make sure the vise is flat on the table and square to the drill press. So that is basically what we're going to do. And that has a 2-inch by 1/4 inch sacrificial piece of stock that's included. So I'll get that part of it done, and then I'll drill these blanks, and then I'll be right back to you. Okay, so we're back. We have the holes drilled. So next thing we have to do is insert this into the holes. But before we get that done, what we actually have to do is, if you notice, they're kind of shiny when they first come. They almost have like a little oily type finish to them. So you just take a piece of sandpaper, put them in there, rough them up a little bit, give it a little dull finish to it. And then they actually make a tool to insert these into the pin blanks. It's kind of like a little tapered tool or whatever. I'm using what I have. So this is a scratch all, and the pin actually fits over it. So what we need to do is, I use stick fast CA thick. You basically just coat the pin tube with it and then slide it into the blank. So okay. So we got some glue on there. Now we're just going to slide it into our blank. I like to twist it as I go in. That kind of make sure it seats in there as far as we can get it. We have a little bit of working time with it, so I'll push that in just a little bit more. Because I want that to go in there at least flush. But if I can get it in just a little past flush, it'd be nice. So, and there we go. That's what it'll look like. So then we'll do the other one. And you try not to get it on the CA glue on you, because it sticks quickly. So, alright, get the other one ready. Sand it up real quick. I'll be right back for this thing. Grab another tool real quick. I'll grab me a punch, that way I can kind of push it in there a little bit deeper. Alright, that one's in as far as it's going to go. Alright. Now on this one we're going to do the same thing. Oh, I got sidetracked, I forgot to sand it. You can definitely tell a difference from when you sanded it and when you didn't. So, there we go. Alright. This will be the first slimline kit that I've done, and this has got a 7mm tube, so it's a little bit thinner than the breast cancer hope pen. The breast cancer hope pen, I was actually able to use this punch, so it's tapered similar to what the tool is that they use to actually insert these, so it actually worked really well. So, okay, that one slid in nice. Just kind of verify that it's in there. It's right at the edge, so we're gonna push it in just a little bit. There we go. I like that one. See how it's just inset just a little bit. I'll use the barrel trimmer to be able to pull that one off. Wish this one would have went just a little bit further, but it stopped, so we'll be okay. It's in enough, it's just barely though. Alright, so have to give it at least an hour to dry, and then we can turn it from there. So we'll come back after that. Okay, now it's been just over an hour of this drying. The next step was to use the barrel trimmer to trim this down. So basically what the barrel trimmer is, it is a bit that actually will slide in there, and then it has this 4 cutter on it. So it slides into it, and then it turns and cuts it flush to the wood, or to the barrel. So that way you can kind of see this one right there, you know, it's cut flush to the barrel. Same on this one. So, and actually looking at this one, I gotta go just a little bit deeper on that one. Yep, we just gotta go just a little bit deeper on this one, and we'll be good to go. So I'll actually kind of show you. I'll be right back. You can also do this on the drill press, which is the way I did the last ones, but I think it's a little easier actually on the drill press. There we go. I think we got that side. This side's got to come down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So we got the barrel trimmed to length. That bit's a little warm still. The next step will be to put it on the pen mandrel and then turn it to the proper size of the bushings. So as I mentioned in the last video, each pen kit kind of has its own set of bushings that is sold separately for it. So when I bought the Slimline pen kit, I had to go and buy the bushings for the Slimline pen kit that I got. So with that, it comes, this one being 2 blanks that you put on there. So you put a bushing, a spacer between them, the next blank, and then the other bushing. So I'll show you guys all that when I get it lined up on the mandrel to get ready to turn it. And then this go around we'll turn it, and then I'll show you the assembly of the pen all the way to the finish.